Welcome to our Wingate Percussion Ensemble concert for fall, and my name is Josh Walker. I lead the ensemble, and we're going to do 4 pieces for you. And I wanted to give you a little background about the first piece that we're doing, because you see it uses a lot of different instruments besides your traditional percussion. And I want to give you a little bit of what the composers had in mind when he composed this piece. You're going to hear a lot of there's some places where it's just a lot of noise. The name is Doomsday Machine. It's written by Michael Burt, and this is how he described it. He said, it's named for an episode of Star Trek. If you're a Star Trek fan, you might recognize the episode. And the composer said it's his favorite science fiction series of all time. The Doomsday Machine is an enormous weapon, both in size and strength, that was left adrift in space. This war machine was capable of destroying whole planets and was discovered, of course, by Captain Kirk and his crew. The Enterprise ultimately conquered the Doomsday Machine by feeding it another starship that was set to self-destruct. The piece that he wrote was meant to be an orally and visually captivating work that explores the multitude of wood, metal, and membrane sounds in an explosively energetic dance. So you're going to see a lot of, like he said, wood sounds and wood blocks, log drums, excuse me. You're going to see tin cans used. You're going to see some odd symbols, like that's an opera gong. When you hit it one time. So hit it hard. And then membrane, timpani, snare drum, congas, bass drum, and bongo. So enjoy. This one is going to take I'm going to set some of our instruments back, so I'm going to talk about this next piece. This is called Stubernick. It's written by Mark Ford. And I'll tell you a little bit about, first of all, where he got the name from, and then some things you're going to see in the piece. It was written for a friend of his, Gene Stuber. That's the Stuber part of the name. And Gene Stuber and her husband went to Central America for humanitarian aid, and one of the countries they went to was Nicaragua, so there's the Nick part of Stubernick, Stuber and Nick. So he dedicated this piece to them. They're good friends of his. Now what you're going to see in this piece is for marimba trio on one instrument, and you're going to see several things. You're going to see, it's a very visual piece, and you're going to see things like hitting on the resonators and on the side of the instrument and things like that. There's a couple little tricks that we do. But it's, he wanted to capture the sound of like the Nicaraguan marimba bands. Marimba is a big instrument in Central America, and you see a lot of marimba bands, Mexican bands, Nicaraguan bands, Guatemalan bands. And he didn't necessarily use Nicaraguan music per se, but he wanted to capture the spirit that is found in the music. So you're going to see a lot of that towards the end of the piece especially. So this is Stubernick. Okay, width is going to require a set change. We got last two pieces are going to be two Christmas carols that I arranged for Percussion Ensemble. The first one we're going to do is Carol of the Bells, and I arranged this about 5 years ago for our church. We have a church I'm on staff with called Stowe Memorial Baptist Church, and every year we do a singing Christmas tree. So they asked me to do something that for my high school percussion ensemble group. So I arranged this, and we're doing a scaled down version for 6 performers. So this is Carol of the Bells. We may need a minute or two to get everything set in place. Okay, this is our last piece. This is What Child Is This? And I did this year. And it's always been one of my favorite Christmas tunes, and I wanted to do something with a little different. So this is going to be What Child Is This at 5/4. And it's going to feature Don Terry on trombone in a sort of improvised solo. And Dave Markgraf is also one of our multi-instrumentalist talented people who's going to play bass for us on this piece. So we enjoy, thank you for coming, and hope you enjoy the rest of your Christmas season. Thank you.